the challenge of the times, with Zoom still connecting to try to be unified with all of you all over the country. I know there are even people in Israel that are up in the middle of the night joining us. It's very flattering, and it's really, really humbling. And thank you so much for inviting me to do this. We hope you enjoy. Feel free in your own homes to sing along. Yona Hashem, Yona Hashem, Yani Avdecho, Yona Hashem, Yona Hashem, Ki Yani Avdecho. Yona Hashem, Yona Hashem, Yani Yadecho. Yona Hashem, Yona Hashem, Ki Yani Yadecho. Yani Avdecho Venamosecho, Ani Avdecho Venamosecho, Ani Avdecho Venamosecho, Pitachto L'Moseiro. La 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 One of my favorite Karbach songs. It's amazing how he's gone 25 years and his songs are still so relevant, played at all our weddings, our bar mitzvahs, and even our Zooms on Kalamod. Yono Hashem, Ono Hashem, Ki Ani Avdecho. Yono Hashem, Ono Hashem, Ki Ani Avdecho. Ani Avdecho Ben Amosecho, Ani Avdecho Ben Amosecho, Ani Avdecho Ben Amosecho, Pitachto L'Moseirot. How about a cappella? Na 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 na. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ani Avdecho Ben Amosecho, Ani Avdecho Ben Amosecho, Ani Avdecho Ben mosecho pitachto lemosero. Thank you very much. Nice to see so many people joining. Wow, really, really on Facebook. Well, they go. And on Zoom. Just going to make a quick shahako baruchata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol niyeh b'varo. So when I was approached by my wonderful nephew Naftali Herman, let's give him a shout out from Boca. He married my niece Shani, who's a nurse practitioner in Boca. Beautiful weather. And when he called me several weeks ago about this idea, right when the virus started really getting into a serious mode where people started to be quarantined. So the idea got out, we discussed the idea, and it was really a pleasure dealing with him, pleasure dealing with Rabbi Karish. And people who found out about it started emailing me in the last few days. So I said to myself, what kind of songs should I put together? So basically the songs that we are gonna do are all from you guys. Emails that I got with requests, and a lot of them had to do with Hallel, had to do with the Chag. So those are the songs that we chose. And I wish I could change now and add on to that, but we're already in middle of this. So whatever we're doing, we're doing. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to two of my technical producers who helped me with all the technical things of all my shows. And that's, of course, Abi Krasnow and Svi Bukow from the Five Towns, all their support with my entire career. Thank you so much. And to Abi Krasnow's son, Izzy Mazel Tov. He is now engaged and getting married to a wonderful girl from LA, Risa Edelstein, sorry. And Mazel Tov to you guys. Okay, the next song we're gonna do is also a song that was requested. It's called Lo Yamus, and it goes slow and it goes fast. An old Mordechai Ben David song that was composed by Rabbi Baruch Chait, and a lot of you requested that song. It's in Hallel, so feel free to sing along. Also want to take this opportunity, another person in Chicago who I got to know, the Zundels, and want to wish a refuah shalema to Yisrael Alter ben Chava Chana, who I got to know for the last few years. Very, very special parents who care about their child. And Izzy, may you have a refuah shalema, and may I have the schus of singing at your bar mitzvah in good health, mitzvah Shem. Okay, Shia, you ready? כי אחיה ואספר מעשה טוב לא יסרני כה לא וסלוי ניסנוני לא ימוס כי אחיה ואספר מעשה טוב יעשו יסרני כה ולמובס Hiloini sononi, ay 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 pischuli, shari tzedek ovam, hoy deko ze hasham, Hashem tzadik kim yoyuvo, hoy ze suli, shari tzedek ovam, hoy deko ze hasham, Hashem tzadik kim yoyuvo. No yomus ki echyeh v'asachem ma'asei tov Yaso Yisraniko V'lamodes lo'i nisanoni I lo yomus ki echyeh v'asachem ma'asei tov Yason Yisraniko V'lamodes Hiloine sononi Ay 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 tischuli Shari tzedek ovoivo Hoy deko ze hasham Hashem tzadik kim yoyuvo La 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 Oh, peacefully Shari tzedek ovoivam Hoy deko ze hasham Hashem tzadik kim yoyuvo Thank you very, very much. As we go along, we're getting more comfortable with all the social media gadgets around us. Still learning to cope with it. How can we live without social media today? As my son always tells me when I do weddings, if it's not on social media, it didn't happen. Anyway, I want to also mention a very special Rav in the 5 towns that needs refuah Shloime. If everybody can have him in mind in your tefillas. His name is Rav Chaim Aryeh Zev Ben Edel, Rabbi Aryeh Zev Ginsburg, a legendary Rav and writer and a mushba in the 5 towns who needs refuah Shloime. And I also would like to dedicate this evening now, tonight, Lu'uli Nishmas Shloime Zev Ben Avram Yitzchak Weiss, my father's chavrusa of 16 years, Peter Weiss from Brooklyn, who succumbed to the coronavirus early this morning, and very devastating for the Flatbush community and very devastating to our family. May his neshama be an Amelis Yosha for all of us, and may he have an Aliyah. Mitzvah Shem. Okay, the next song I'd like to do is a song another Carabach song that many of you requested, Lamana Chai Bereyai. And it really symbolizes what we're doing here today, how we're all together, each in our own home, bonding and giving each other chizuk via Zoom, doing this beautiful, beautiful Kumzitz. We're all brothers and we're all one. That is Shia. Thank you. Hashem Elokeinu Havak Shotono Leman Beis Hashem Elokeinu Havak Shotono La 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 Havak Shotoyvo Leman Beis Hashem Elokeinu Havak Shotoyvo La 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 Leman Beis Hashem Elokeinu Havak Shotoyvo Leman Beis Hashem Elokeinu Havak Shotoyvo Oh, la 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 Thank you very, very much. At this time, I really want to shout out to everyone all over the country, really all over the world, the Hatzalah members and their families, their wives, their kids, who are sacrificing their time, their efforts. They're putting their own lives at risk to save others. Let's really all give them a big, big hand for their heroics, their dedication to save lives during this amazing, unprecedented time, challenging time. And of course, doctors, the nurses working overtime, all the healthcare workers, police officers, firefighters. It's really, really incredible how they're continuing their lives, working so hard, the amount of calls that are coming in, not even thinking about themselves, putting their own lives at risk. So let's give them a very, very special hand. And I'd like to dedicate this next song to them. And you have to bear with me because I have not done this song in many, many years. Shimu, a Refeinu. It's a beautiful, beautiful song that was composed by Yerachmiel Bagan. Many, many years ago, I had the honor of singing this on stage with the Miami Boys Choir. I came back as alumni. So thank you, Yerachmiel, for this beautiful song. And again, bear with me. I haven't sung it in a long time, but I felt it was very special and very meaningful to sing it tonight in honor of all our first responders and Atzala and doctors and nurses. And especially Shani Herman in Boca, a great nurse. And a big thank you, of course, to Shia Solomon, I hear you, who joined us today on keyboard. His sound and his expertise is really, really amazing. Shemu Devar Hashem Malchei Yehuda V'chol Yehuda V'chol Yoshvei Yerushalayim Habarim Bashorim Ha'ileh Kol Yomar Omar Hashem Yishomeru V'nafsho Yisechem V'yal Tesu Maso Me'yom HaShabbos Yirefoinu Hashem v'nerofeho Shi'enu v'nivosheyo Refoinu Hoi Shi'enu Kisehi Laseinu Oto Refoinu Hashem v'nerofeho Shi'enu v'nivosheyo Refoinu Hoi Shi'enu Kisehi Laseinu Oto. Devar Hashem Malchei Yehuda V'chol Yehuda Ol Yoshvei Yerushalayim Haborim bashorim ho eile Oh Yomar Omar Hashem Yishomeru V'nafsho Seichem V'yal Tisu Masos Yoy HaShabos Hirefoinu Hashem B'nerafeinu Shiyeinu V'nivosheyo Hirefoinu Shiyeinu V'sehi Loseinu Oto Hirefoinu Hashem b'nei rofeho Shiyeinu v'nivosheyo Refoinu Shiyeinu V'sehi Loseinu Oto V'sehi Loseinu Oto Thank you so much. Thank you, Yerachmiel Bagan. What a beautiful, beautiful song. So nice to redo it so many years later. Should we do another Yerachmiel Bagan song? Let's do another classic Yerachmiel Bagan song that we're saying every single day now in davening. And it was also a request from your emails, Yalav Yovo. And I have the honor of doing it at the Great Neck Synagogue every year, Yom Aram, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. I always manage to stick it in when I can. So we're going to do that for all of those who requested it. I'd like to say also to all the Rays in Chicago, the Ray families that have joined us today. How are you? And I'd like to give a shout out to my in-laws who are on Staten Island watching, and my mother in Israel, who was up at 2 in the morning listening. Hi, Ma. So I wanted to say hello there, and a few other people I know in Israel that are on. That's really nice. No, my brother is not on. Okay, Shia, let's do Yalav Yovo. Love your harmonies, especially on this. What an intro. Zichronenu fikdarnenu bezichron habeseinu Yahweh Yavo Yagia V'yerohem V'yeratzeh V'shama V'yipokeh V'yizochem Zichronenu fikdarnenu bezichron habeseinu V'zichron Mashiach ben David Abdecho V'zichron Yerushalayim ir Kodshecho V'zichron Kol Amecho Beis Yisroel Lefanecho Lifleita L'Torah V'zichron Mashiach Ben David Avdecho V'zichron Yerushalayim Ir Kodshecho V'zichron Kol Amecho Beis Yisrael Lefonecho Lifleita L'Torah. V'yagia v'yerohem v'yerotzeh v'yishama v'yipokem v'yizocher zichroneinu v'kdoneinu v'zichron avaseinu Yahweh v'yochor v'yagia v'yerohem v'yerotzeh v'yishama v'yipokem v'yizocher zichroneinu v'kdoneinu v'zichron avaseinu V'zichron Mashiach Ben David Avdecho V'zichron Yerushalayim Ichet Kodshecho V'zichron Kol Amecho Beis Yisrael Lefonecho Lifleito L'Torah V'zichron Mashiach Ben David Avdecho V'zichron Yerushalayim Ir Kodshecho V'zichron Kol Amecho Beis Yisrael Lefonecho Lifleito Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to have another big shout out for Bensi Sobel, who's a chazan in his own right. He runs Marina Del Rey, one of the beautiful, premier, elegant catering halls in the New York tri-state area in the Bronx, where I frequent a lot doing weddings. And people like him run the weddings, make the weddings go smoother with the music, with everything. And so let's give a shout out to him who's online as well. And I see some people from St. Louis here. Very nice. Thank you. And overall sound is good. Everything is good? Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, the next song I'd like to do, we wrote down. Yes, they hear it. Yes, they hear it okay, and they hear this whole conversation. So, okay. The next song I'd like to do is also a request that came from several of you. It's a very famous Avi Rottenberg song that also really signifies us as a nation, us as a whole, how wherever we are, whether we're 6,000 miles away in Israel, anywhere in the East Coast or West Coast, Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, we are one, we are together, we are unified, and Mr. Hashem, we'll get through this, and when this is all over, we'll appreciate a lot of the little things that we took for granted. And at that time, once we're talking about taking for granted, I wanted to give a shout out and thank my wonderful, wonderful Eshes Chaya Libby, who, as she showed me today, a wonderful, beautiful, beautiful WhatsApp. And this is so true for all the women who are out there with their families watching this. So many things have changed in the world. No shuls, no school, quarantine. We can't just socialize, weddings, bar mitzvahs. The world has been rebooted, so to speak. Hashem is showing us things that we never ever had or experienced in our lives. But yet the role of the woman, the role of the Eshes Chayil of the house really was not changed. It's the exact same. They're still doing laundry. They're still cooking. They're still doing homework with the kids, doing puzzles and games, maybe a few extra games now that kids are home. The role of the woman has not changed an iota. And that's an incredible thing that we don't even realize. And now I do realize. So I want to thank her for allowing this to take place in our home today, and thank her for being the Akeres Habayis. So Achenu for all of you. La na 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 na, la da 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 da, Achenu kol beis Yisrael, Achenu kol beis Yisrael, Hanisunim Matzorah. Matzorah u'vashivya, in vein bayom uvein bayavosho. Achenu kol beis Yisrael, Achenu kol beis Yisrael, Hanisunim Matzorah, Matzorah u'vashivya, in vein bayavosho. Hamokoim Yirachem Aleihem Yotziei Mitzorah V'hirvocha U'me'afel Aliyora U'mishibot Legeula Hashto V'hagola U'bizman Korit Hamokoim Yirachem Aleihem V'yotziei Mitzorah V'hirvocha U'me'afel Aliyora Mishibot Legeula Hashto V'hagola U'bizman Korit. Achenu kol beis Yisrael, Achenu kol beis Yisrael, Hanisunim Matzorah, Matzorah u'vashivya, Oim vein bayom uvein bayavosho. Achenu kol beis Yisrael, Achenu kol beis Yisrael, Hanisunim Matzorah, Matzorah u'vashivya, Oim vein bayom Vein bayabosho Hamokim Yirachem Aleichem Yotzihem Mitzara Lirvacho Me'afel Aliyoro Umishibot Legiyula Hashta Bagolo Bizman Korib. Let's look at a cappella. Hamokim Yirachem Aleichem Yotzihem Mitzara Lirvacho Me'afel Aliyoro Umishibot Legiyula Hashta Bagolo Bizman Korib. Yashto Bagolo Bizman Korib. Hashto Bagolo Bizman Korib. Thank you. Let's do some shout outs. First of all, my wonderful, unbelievable block here on East 31st Street. Many of you are tuned in. I'm flattered. Thank you so much. So nice to spend quarantine with all of you. We go out on our porches, we wave to each other. And I'd like to also a shout out to Mark Weiss, Mark and Beatrice Weiss from Staten Island, and wish a Shloime to Mel Zachter, an icon, a legendary, dedicated Eved to Ohel Children's Home and Family Services. They're also with the work that they are doing on the forefront of what's going on. The overtime is just incredible. You have for Shloime, and of course all those on Staten Island that are tuning in. Ellie and Ruthie Ginsburg from Florida. How are you guys doing? I hope your bar mitzvah was nice in Israel. You're lucky you got it in before this came about. The next song I'd like to do is a song that really was my jump start, really got me started. We're going to get to a few quick songs, not to worry. And I always tell people how this song got started, and it's an incredible story. In those days, there were cassette tapes. That was even before CDs. I one day found in my mailbox, along with the mail, a cassette from somebody, Yisrael Baruchov, who lives now in Israel. And it was a song, a cassette tape with about 20 plus songs on it, I would say. And, you know, people always wonder, how do we pick songs? How do albums come about? When we come out with CDs, how does it work? So generally, when you get a CD in the store, a final product, after 1,000 hours of work that goes into that CD, the songs, it could have been out of hundreds of songs that those 10 or 11 songs were picked. And sometimes when you get a cassette or a CD today, or an email with a lot of songs from the same composer, many of them sound alike because the composer has that feel. So here I was listening to this cassette. I stuck it into my car, and a lot of them sounded the same. And then all of a sudden, this Hamalach Hagol came onto the cassette player. I heard it one time, and I knew that this song, I am taking this song, it was going to be a hit. I went to Shia Mendelowitz, at the time one of the biggest producers in the business. I said, Shia, what do you think of the song? He said, unbelievable, but you got to change the words. I said, what do you mean? He says, A.B. Rottenberg has a famous Hamalach already. The song won't go anywhere. It's a waste. It's a gorgeous tune. For some reason, I don't know what happened. I did not listen to him. Shia, forgive me. And I chose to keep with the words, and the rest is history. This song was a song that carried my career, and I'd like to do it and dedicate it to all those working very hard at the OU for hosting us today. Thank you. Hamalach Hagol. Na, 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 hagoel oisi mikoro yivor es haniori mama lo hagoel oisi mikoro yivor es haniori Amalo Chagoel Osi Mikoro Yibor Es Aniorim Amalo Chagoel Osi Mikoro Yibor Yes, Aniore, Mikare, Bohem Shemire, Shem Avoisai, Abraham, Yitzchak, Ve'yigularoi, Ve'yigularoi, Ve'kerev haaretz, Ve'shem avoisai, Ve'shem avoisai, Avraham, Ve'yitzhak, Ve'yigularai, Ve'yigularai, Ve'kerev See me koro yibor yes ayori mama adoy see me koro yibor yes ayori Mikare Bohem Shimni Vishem Avoisai Abraham Ve'yitzchak Ve'yigularai Ve'yigularai Ve'keret La 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 the carrot. Thank you, Shia. Only Shia can replicate the exact arrangement that Yisrael Lamb wrote so many years ago. Anyway, we're going to do now an upbeat song. Dedicate this to Shani, my niece, all the way in Florida, and Naftali, who asked her this song. I should have done it a little earlier, broken it up, but it is a Kumzitz. So we're going to do a song, also one of my really, really most favorite Shloime Dachs songs. Ke'ish echad b'lev echad. As long as we are one heart and soul, we cannot be beaten. We are strong. Composed by Yitzi Bald, who is also listening today. Hi, Yitzi. My first songs ever were composed by Yitzi Bald. We were in Camp Tavadas together, and we sat and were jamming, and Yerav came and Pischuli came, and then later on this Ke'ish Echad B'Lev Echad song came. And as a matter of fact, my wife just reminded me, this song was made up on this dining room table, and he had an idea, and I said, what about the words Ke'ish Echad B'Lev Echad? The pasuk says V'yichan Sham Yisrael. Rashi says Ke'ish Echad B'Lev Echad. It would have a cute twist, and it was made up at this dining room table, and I'm so happy and glad to do it today for all of you. You ready, Shia? I'd like to say it to all those live on Facebook as well. How are you? Hope you're seeing this clearly. Vayichan Sham Yisrael neged har, oy kulanu ke'echad, Vayichan Sham Yisrael neged har, oy kulanu ke'echad, Vayichan Sham Yisrael neged har, oy kulanu ke'echad, Vayichan Sham Yisrael neged har. כולנו כאחד, כאיש אחד, אוי בלב אחד, וייחן שם ישראל נגד העם. כאיש אחד, אוי בלב אחד, כולם כאחד, הרי זה לא זה כאיש אחד, אוי בלב אחד, וייחן שם ישראל נגד העם. כאיש אחד, אוי בלב אחד, כולם כאחד. וייחן שם ישראל נגד ההר, אוי כולנו כאחד, אחד. וייחן שם ישראל נגד ההר, אוי כולנו כאחד. וייחן שם ישראל נגד ההר, אוי כולנו כאחד, אחד. וייחן שם ישראל נגד ההר, כולנו כאחד, כאיש אחד, אוי בלב אחד, וייחן שם ישראל נגד ההר. כאיש אחד, אוי בלב אחד, כולם כאחד, הרי זה כאיש אחד, אוי בלב אחד, וייחן שם ישראל נגד ההר. כאיש אחד, אוי בלב אחד, כולם כאחד. כאיש אחד בלב אחד. Thank you so much. Sorry, Facebook. I don't know what happened there in the middle. Like to make another shout out. I know she will not be happy, but I'm going to say it anyway. A very chashuv Rebbetzin, whose husband has changed the entire Flatbush community when he came from Minneapolis. Minneapolis's loss was Flatbush's gain. Of course, I'm talking about Rabbi Moshe Tov Yali Shlita, who has really stepped up during this crisis, during this virus, and has really helped so many. And his Rebbetzin is joining us today. Hello, Rebbetzin. I'd like to also say A shout out to Jeremy, Chayasar Shelton, and Rila, all the way in LA. Hello to them as well, and to the Marilyses in LA and the Smilos in LA. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Jeremy, for all your recipes and everything else that you add to our family ever since you married my wonderful niece. And of course, I want to say hello to Esther Hammer. Hello to Esther Hammer, who's joined us, and Ellie Trapper, who has joined us. And so many of you, I can't reach all of you. It's hard to really see who's on. It's hard to really see even on the Facebook. So I'm going to do now a song that, talking about LA, special regards from Rabbi Gold, who I spoke to today. Such a phenomenal person. Hello, Rabbi Gold. And Rabbi Majeski. Rabbi Majeski sent me 2 songs that his brother put lyrics to. I'd like to do one of them now. I don't know how much time I have to do both of them, but it's a famous Od Yeshu, famous song. Any texts from Rabbi Karish? Everything's good from the host, our host. Once again, thank you to the OU for hosting this. Really, really special. So there's a beautiful song called Od Yeshu by Mordechai Ben David, a famous Yossi Green song. Thank you, Yossi. And they put beautiful words for what's going on today with Klal Yisrael, with the world in quarantine and the social distancing. And I would like to sing it and debut it here today with the words. And again, at home, sing along if you know it. Od Yeshu. I sang this at my own wedding during the dinner music. It was a very, very popular song then. It had just come out, and it's still beautiful today, so many years later. Thank you, the King MBD, for such a beautiful, beautiful song. Yaskov HaKadosh Baruch Hu, watch over us from Shomayim. We await the day for young and old again to play. Derech Ha'ados Yerushalayim. Oh, Yeshu, together me and you await the day when the suffering will end. Our tefillah so sweet, filling the empty street. Together we go hand in hand. 'Cause alone we're still together, and forever we will treasure the Navi's words deep in our heart. Nothing can break us apart, because biyachad there will be shalom, and peace again in our land, in our home. Oh, the suffering will no longer be. Mashiach Tzidkeinu we will see. Merechai v'Yisrael Yimanu, Yeladim v'Yelados Misrachakim, Yeladim v'Yelados Misrachakim. Merechai v'Yisrael. We ask of you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, watch over us from Shomayim. We wait the night for young and old to play. B'recha v'vais Yerushalayim. Yoy Yeshua, together me and you await the day when the suffering will end. Our tefillah so sweet, filling empty streets. Together we go hand in hand. 'Cause alone we're still together, and forever we will treasure the Navi's words deep in our heart. Nothing can break us apart, because biyachad there will be shalom and peace again in our land, in our home. Oh, the suffering will no longer be. Mashiach Tzidkenu we will see. Vay berechai vay sair yimalu. Yiladim yilados misachagim. Yiladim yilados misachagim. Nirchai vayseho. Nirchai vayseho. Wow, what a song. Thank you, the Majeski family. Really, really beautiful. I'd like to do another shout out to my wonderful son, David, and his wife, Naomi, and our beautiful, beautiful new granddaughter, Chani. We got a mazel tov about a month ago. She's a month old. Baruch Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. And that is another request that we were asked to do as we wind down. I don't know how much longer we have. Also like to have a shout out to the Isaac family, our cousins on East 24th Street, on East 31st Street, in Lakewood, and in there's another one on East 31st Street, all over Brooklyn and on Lakewood. I'd like to shout out to them, the Greenbergers, who are tuned in as well. And of course, the Steinfelds, Beirach and Chani Steinfeld, my Chashava Chavrusa. And we have time for 2 more songs, so we're going to do that. And again, Ellie Trapper, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Okay, well, so we'll do, let's do the Bab of Niggin, and then we're going to end with Yerushalayim. And maybe we'll stick in Thank You Hashem somewhere at the end with Yerushalayim. How are my Mechutanim doing? Yaeli and Toby Steinberg, who are hosting my son and daughter-in-law. Thank you so much for hosting them and keeping them safe. And Larry and Esther Gordon, the Shatchen. Thank you. Thank you, Hashem. 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 Hashem, Ki the oilam hasta. Hoy du Hashem, Ki the oilam hasta. Hoy du Hashem, Ki the oilam hasta. Hoy du Hashem, Ki the oilam hasta. Es Hashem, Es Hashem, give me your love, your love, thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim, Hoy Shalom, Yerushalayim, 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 Hoy Shalom, Rumir Mesolam, Batarov Masim Toride. Meleches avodas abode, umeir mesolam, v'ataram b'masim tovim, ubechol meleches avodas abode, uvehitei lechavanim, avanim uvanos. Tzadikim, Mitzvahnios, Hoskim, Hatorah, V'Mitzvos, V'Yitain, Lechavanim, V'Vanim, Uvanos, Tzadikim, Sikaniyos, Hoiskim, Batoyo, Bamitzvos, Hamokoim Yerachim, Yerachim Aleichem, Yotziem, Mitzoro, Meir Bacha, you may have failed on the earth. Mishibon, Megiyula Hashto, Kadola Vizman Kori. Someday we will all be together. Someday we'll be sheltered and warm. Never will we have to express any fear. Our scars and our wounds will all disappear. Abraham and Yitzchak will be there to greet us. Yaakov and his sons will stand by and smile. Moshe Rabbeinu will lead us once again. As my first album came out, it was called One Day at a Time. How much more so, how much more today is that so appropriate? You have to take one day at a time and hope that Mashiach comes and we're back in our shuls and everybody's healthy and everybody's out of the hospital who needs a refuah Shloime. You have to just take it one day at a time. In Yerushalayim, Mezras Hashem. Someday we'll all be together. Thank you all again, and enjoy your second days of Yom Tov. Thank you for having me.
Shloime, thank you very much. Beautiful Kumzitz, and on behalf of the Orthodox Union, we thank you and your family for the time that you've given and for all of your beautiful songs. Wishing you and everyone who's participating today a good moed and a beautiful second days of Yom Tov. Yirtzeh Hashem, we will rejoin together in the times of the Beis HaMikdash as soon as possible. A special thank you to Shloime Dachs, and a special thank you to Yoshua Solomon, who you can find on his website, yoshuasolomon.com. A beautiful job. A DJ, a one-man band, etc. You can see all of his wonderful skills there with testimonials as well. Wishing you all a good moed. Kol Tuv, and thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, everyone.